Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Today is Tuesday and this is our daily reading. Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I'm sticking with the Somnia for a while here. Well, at least for today anyway. So, taking a look at current situation and the influences around that. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. Current situation, please. The Empress, present influence. Ace of Wands, future influence. Four of Swords. I'm going to put that up a little bit. Okay, what we don't see is Emperor. Interesting to have the Emperor and the Empress. The same thing. Unexpected. Page of Swords. Challenge. Death. Strength. High Priestess. Ooh. And where does this lead? Moon. Queen of Cups. And the Sun. I like that the moon comes in there. This is the King of Coins at the bottom of the deck, or King of Pentacles, because I'll probably say Pentacles more than I'll call it coins. Boy, there is a big feeling here of control. I feel like the energy of that Emperor is the same energy of this King. There is definitely no specific life area kind of calling out on this reading at all, but I was just looking at it. But I do feel like that. I feel like there's something about control, or maybe you reaching that. And I don't mean reaching for somebody, but reaching a level of a King of Coins, which is definitely, stable, in charge, that kind of energy. This also could be someone that is directly maybe responsible, not responsible, that's the wrong word, influential to your progression, like at your job or personally. And it doesn't have to be a male, but I would say that it's someone that I would say more rank. Like if it's work, they're definitely, up the chain a little bit. If it's, personal, it's someone that, again, is probably has that kind of influence where, you know, you may look up to them or you may reach out to them for help, that kind of thing. And I feel like that you this person may be like kind of what's involved with this situation here, because the Ace of Wands does feel good to me. That's an influence, but I feel like it's more being an influence and not an outcome, or that it's an influence energy that there you have, like there's a spark going on right now, and that spark, I feel like, I mean, so your current situation is the Empress. That spark is, I got to take care of things. Whether it's taking care of yourself or your family or work or something, there's something about, I mean, the ace has pushed in the energy of, I got to do this. I've got to take care of this. I've got to either, do something differently, or even the same, but it's about taking care of it. Let's clarify that Ace of Wands first. But that's what I feel like. I feel like there's just an energy within you that's saying, yep, I got to do this. Like, I've got to, you're sparking up, basically. It's your attitude, your energy level is leveling up here in a whoop. And maybe you have felt kind of like maybe not down, but sluggish. And it could be sluggish mentally, sluggish physically, either or both, emotionally. Tell me about this Ace of Wands, please. Yeah, Sun, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, the Tower. There's you're I think you're constituting the change. So the sun to the page of pentacles. So the sun being joy, happiness, page of pentacles is the discovery. You know, working hard. You've been working hard. I think it says that you've been working hard at kind of finding some kind of joy in a situation or in general. The tower is that energy. The okay, I just got to do this differently. I got to do something different because what I'm doing now is not working. Oops, hold on one second. I dropped a card. I should not lean on the table. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, but I do feel like, yeah, I feel like that tower is that ace. So changing and then going on with that ace of wands, getting that energy worked up, getting worked up for something. And then the empress, let's clarify that. I already explained it. I feel like right now you're in a position where I've got to take care of things. I got to take care of the situation, or maybe I have to take care of something at work or my family or myself. All about caring. Tell me about this empress, please. Six of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the Page of Swords. And we have the Page of Swords and unexpected too. Yeah, there's something here about sharing and celebrating, having a conversation. There is something that you're celebrating here, and it does have to do with sharing. The Six of Pentacles. The Page of Swords, though, is that I think it goes back to putting in work. The Page of Swords to me can be a lot of different things. It can be a message. It can be an aha moment. It can be an idea. It can be, but it also can be about hard work. And I talk about that sometimes too, where um, in one of my decks, you know, they explain it as the Page of Swords, you know, and wants to learn how to yield a certain size sword and says, no, I'm not going to start with the smallest. Why? This is what I want to end up at. So this is where I'm starting and I'll just get good at it. So I think you're taking on a big chunk here. And that's what it feels like. Okay, so that Empress is you taking on that chunk. And that's why, you know, the Ace of Wands is there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go all out and do this. And I feel like, again, it's going to be different for everybody, but um, I feel it's a lot like work actually, but it could be just personal. The Four of Swords is in the future. There's something here about waiting or healing. This is an influence, and I think it's almost like, um, let me see what this is, because I don't get the energy of you stopping, especially when it leads to Moon, um, Queen of Cups, and then the Sun. However, there could be a stall, and that stall being um, this Four of Swords. So let's see. And then it goes to the Moon because they're trying to find clarity. But what is this Four of Swords? I think that makes sense. Does it make sense? King of Cups, Ace of Wands, Five of Wands. So yes, this could be somebody. I'm going to say it's somebody because you have the Queen of Cups over here. The Ace of Wands is okay, I want to start this, but there's some kind of conflict happening. So you've got to take a break. This is not a healing energy. I don't believe in the near future, in the next couple of days, it's taking a break because there's some kind of conflict here. And you may need to straighten that conflict out or understand it better, going back to that Moon. So that's what the Four of Swords is saying. Oh, wait, kind of take a break here. We have the Emperor and what you don't see. I feel like this is another energy. I feel like it's the same as that King of Pentacles. I feel like this is someone that has to do with the outcome of this situation. Again, either it could be someone that you are um, reaching out to, but I feel like being that this is in a position that you don't see, I feel like they want more control than you might understand. And I don't think it's necessarily negative. Um, if it's work, it's kind of be the way it is, right? Like some people do want that in their job. So tell me about this Emperor. Ooh, there's that King of Cups again. Ten of Swords. Oh, okay. So we had the Ten of Swords yesterday too. I think it was at the bottom. No, it was, I don't remember, but it was, I think we did. Okay, so the High Priestess is in your strength too. The King of Cups is coming up again. And I feel like there is definitely an ending here. Um, but it's something that you know is happening. Something is coming to an end. Now, it doesn't have to be like a job or a lover or anything like that, but it could be a situation. I feel like, though, this is something that you already know with that High Priestess. This is something that you know. Also, I kind of feel like there's a part of this reading or maybe energies that are not going to come out in the reading due to the fact that you're not supposed to know right now. You either know or you will know, but we're not going to talk about it. But there is an ending. Now, it could be an ending to a feeling that, as well, everyone's going to be different. It's collective reading, but it could be an ending to um, not trusting yourself, not trusting your intuition. Because again, we have that intuition and that the High Priestess in the Strength card. So it's really interesting to me that it shows up here too. But this is a control card. This is a leader. This is taking control of something. Um, and I feel like because it's in what we don't see, it's coming from someone else. And it's almost like, they're they want to control the ending. If that resonates, let me know. Page of Swords is in the unexpected. That's that energy, I feel like, of you working really hard. What the unexpected piece of that is that you have learned that you are, while you are learning, you may not be done yet, but that you're definitely on the road. It also feels like it could be something. Page of Swords could be a message too, but I do feel like you're realizing the work you're putting in, because we get to the challenge, and the challenge is the Death card, and that's change. So there's, and that's always challenging. Tell me about the Page of Swords, please. Okay, Four of Wands, Page of Cups, Two of Swords. You're gonna understand what you need to do next. There is some kind of celebration, and it is coming from a message. It comes in unexpectedly, and it's someone you definitely care about because of that Page of Cups. But this will, this knowledge, I feel like there's going to be knowledge here with this Page of Swords, will lead you to having to make some kind of decision moving forward. I think it's positive. Again, we've got positive cards out here, so I don't think this is anything to worry about or anything like that. We've got the Death card. There is definitely changes happening. I'm going to clarify this. This is a challenge. Anytime there are changes, right, there's going to be challenges because things are changing. Whether it's, let me flip those, whether it's, just you growing or becoming, learning at work, or, again, the Death card's about growth, but it's a challenge right now. So I want to clarify it, because is the challenge that you're changing, or is the challenge to change? Tell me about the Death, please. Empress, Seven of Swords, King of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you might be having a hard time taking care of something that you feel like was taken from you. So that could be like kind of what's challenging you right now. And the King of Wands here feels like, you know, passion. Like you want a situation to be, the challenge is the situation changing, and that's what you want. So I don't think the challenge is about you changing. It's what you want to change. And you can change, and you can have a conversation with somebody, but you can't force anyone else to change. So just thoughts about like this strength, but I feel like, yeah, there's something about you wanting change here, and it's a challenge because it might have to do with someone else. The high priestess is in your strength. I mean, this is good because it's touch, trust what you're thinking, trust what you believe. Also, not knowing everything is sometimes good. And I'm going to check that. But I do feel like that could be because the moon does come in. So it's not like you're going to be in the dark forever because it feels like a little bit of you need to learn more here. Tell me about the high priestess. Three of Pentacles, Emperor, and the Chariot. So, yeah, there might be something coming in where you are going to be maybe traveling or headed towards this person. So if this is work, there could be something going on at work where you're going to have to travel um, towards them or to like a different place or have a meeting or because there's collaboration. It's with someone that's in charge, and the chariot's the forward movement. However, this is clarifying the strength of that high priestess. So I feel like this is something that you have kind of been knowing is going to happen, and that's why it's a strength and it's good. So then we have the moon. This is all about learning things. Like, so the moon in most decks to me, and when I see the moon in this deck, I think the moon in most decks to me is about being unclear, not seeing everything there is. Not that you're not opening your eyes, but people may be not telling you the whole truth. And it doesn't necessarily mean devious. It could be, as I explain it, you could be at work. People are talking around the water cooler. They shut up when you come around and you're going, what's going on here? And you feel like people are kind of talking about you or something negative. And then you find out later that they're celebrating your birthday or a promotion or something's happening, but they are talking about you, but it's not negative. And that's what the moon is. You not understanding a situation 100%, either way, negative or positive. This card to me is you coming out of that, starting to learn more because he's climbing the ladder. Things aren't 100% clear, but they're getting there. And that's where you're going to be headed after this. Let me clarify this moon card, please. Tell me more about the moon. Six of Pentacles again, Two of Swords again, Four of Swords again. Um, yeah, this is I think the understanding. I think the Six of Pentacles is the sharing. The Two of Swords is, should I, like sharing, but you're not certain. And then the Four of Swords, I feel like this is about learning about not just your healing, but maybe even someone else. And you're going to learn about why you need to make a choice. Does that make sense? And that's what I feel like you're just going to be learning about that. Then we have the Queen of Cups, which is all about, now I look at it again, like giving to a situation. I feel like even though you're not going to be 100% clear with this moon card, you will be getting clear. And I feel like the cup is you feeding that, feeding the emotions behind this, whether it's work or love, it doesn't matter. It's feeding it and feeding your, what, putting yourself into it, whether by your heart, you care about the situation and you're giving to it because you want to learn more or deal with it or enjoy it or whatever. Tell me about this Queen of Cups. Yeah, Judgment. Yep, Three of Wands and Page of Pentacles again. So I like that because the Judgment is a renewal. The Three of Wands is you absolutely seeing things that are coming in and coming to play, and you're making discoveries now and you're ready to give. This is you giving to a situation because there's something here that you will learn over the next couple days. And it has to do with that moon too. Like you're not quite sure, but you think but you're not 100% sure. And then once you find out, you're able to give to this situation better. And then it leads to the sun, which is joy, so that you will find joy in the situation. And I feel like with the sun, they're ending this. Especially moon to sun. Queen of Cups is in the middle, but she's taking care, feeding it to get it to be good. I feel like that's definitely a level up. So yeah, there's going to be that challenge of change, right? And once you learn, what this moon is, what's really happening, then you can really enjoy it. Tell me more about the sun, please. Oh, I didn't pull up advice card. I will. Okay, tell me about the sun, please. What is the sun? Tell me about the sun. There's that Empress, a Devil, and Strength. I think it's telling you that you have the will. When you have the Empress there and the Strength card, to me, those are both very strong feminine energies. Um, Confident energies. Um, confident is the big thing I'm thinking here. And I feel like in the middle here is that you are going to 100% understand this situation that you're attached to and what you need to do about it. And it may be hard, but you have overcome it. That's what you've overcome, and that's why there is joy coming in, because you've stuck with it. You've taken care of matters, the Empress, with this attachment, and you've stuck to what you need to do for yourself, whether it's sticking with the situation, growing, all of this work. The Page of Pentacles has come up a lot, and the Page of Swords has come up a couple times, and that is all about hard work, putting the effort in. Most of the cards you have here are putting the effort in, because this is the most important thing here. This influence of you realizing that you need to do something, start something, get a different attitude, I don't know, get kind of worked up, is what leads to you eventually. And now this isn't long out getting that joy, but everything that's happening here is very much learning along the way. And I feel like it's really good. What is our advice for today, please? Five of Cups. Again, this is all about don't focus on something that you feel like you've lost recently or in the past even. Stay focused on what you have. Again, if that energy is coming around, take advantage of it, because there is more. Not more sadness. There's more. He's got two cups still standing up. You just need to, get it together. And I feel like that's all it is. And I think this reminder is only coming in as if you're feeling kind of disappointed right now. Also, if things don't pan out over the next couple days, don't get disappointed. This may take a few days to come to being. So I do feel like this is just stay tough. Look at what you have. Focus on what you have. Don't focus on what you've lost. And then you can definitely start moving forward and kind of free yourself too. So I'm going to leave it right there. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hit that thumbs up button. It does help me. Take care. Have a beautiful one.